me completely off guard, though involuntarily coughs and a bit of chewing. I eventually managed to swallow the whole cracker whole. I'd have choked on that. Senpai, are you trying to kill me? Now that you've eaten some of my lunch, now I can have some of yours. What? Senpai snatches the chopsticks from my hand, picks up a piece of roasted meat. Delicious! Huh? I don't believe you, Senpai. What? No way. Senpai, there's no need to lie about it. I know it's not made well. That doesn't matter. You made this, so I'm gonna eat it. Senpai, you ate it even though another god had some, which honestly would just have made it worse than it already did. Why did you even do that? It was only a bite. And this is Lao's handmade bento. How could I say no to a taste? Thanks, Senpai. It still tastes pretty bad, didn't it? It's my first attempt at making a bento. I couldn't possibly be any good. Even Rago said as much. Taste isn't as important as the feelings that went into making it. That's what really matters. Even though I didn't really make it for you? Well, I'm the only one who's eaten it. Then it was made for me. You say the cat's logic doesn't make any sense. But to me, if no one else eats it but me, then guess what? I claim ownership of it. Everyone can go eat something else. If they're not happy with it. It works because I'm super duper awesome! That makes even less sense. Yep. Really, Senpai, I don't get you sometimes. That's not what's important, okay? I'll have the bento and you can eat my snacks. Cherish every bite. I packed them just for you. What? No. As full-on as he is, Senpai ridiculous assumptions made me chuckle. And in that moment, he swiftly takes the bento from my hand, starts to force down big mouthfuls of rice, meat, and vegetables. There's no getting that off of him now. So I guess I have no other choice. I silently nibble away at the snacks Senpai packed for me as much as I watch him gobble down the rest of the bento I worked so hard on. Once we finished eating, I packed up the leftover rubbish, and we kept the field clean after all. Senpai pulls out a bottle of juice, passes it to me. I take a swig, lay down against the rock under the tree, taking the breezy scenery around me. Clouds had gathered over a distant mountain peak, creating a fog and shade of white and gray. A thick haze obscured the lush forest underneath. Even though it's spring, cold air still blows through these mountains. I zip up my jacket and let myself relax a little. As I look up, I see tongue-flower petals drift down on my shoulders. I brush them off. They wither to fall on the picnic blanket below. Brilliant white petals, snow forming around me as pastel as a petal over time. I want to bring some tongue flowers home with us. But where will we put them? I watched the petals fall on the picnic blanket. Senpai made them blossom just for me. The fallen flowers didn't have the stems, so I guess a vase wouldn't work. For flowers like this, placing them on a plate with some water should suffice. In that case, we should keep them nice. We should keep them nice for several days. Huh? Really? Imagine a picture of serenity as the tongue flowers drift across water on a nice little plate on my bookshelf. But how do we get them home without crushing them? That's the problem. They get crushed in my bag. Maybe if we washed the bento box and put them in that? They smell like food then? Shame, I didn't bring any soap. Wait, what kind of person would bring soap to a picnic? Packing an extra box would have made way more sense. Senpai gathers flowers and pestles into a small pile the size of a fist. They're beautiful, but I couldn't imagine how to keep them pristine during the trek back home. As I watched Senpai gather more flowers, I thought what to do. This lasts just a moment as my attention shifts to Leopard walking over to the tongue tree. And before I knew it, Leopard threw the flowers into the air, holding his paws around the flowers as if they were to catch them as they fall. However, none of the flowers fell back down. Instead, Leopard must be using his powers to suspend them in the breeze. Wow, Kulu, that's a cool move! Quite the waste of your divine powers. Leopard looks around a bit while keeping the flowers suspended over his paws. Soon enough, Senpai comes over with his backpack. Kulu, can you keep the flowers floating around inside my bag? Yes. All the way down the mountain? Yes. Yeah, 3 cheers for Kulu! Now we can take the flowers back home, thanks to him. Senpai dances happily around Leopard. It's nice to be able to take the flowers home and all. But does he really need to be this excited about it? Lau is going to decorate the room with these blossoms. I guess so. Whenever you see the blossoms, you'll think of me. Why would I? Because I'm the one who thought to bring them home. I mean, Leopard's the one actually letting us be able to bring them home. But don't you think I'm beautiful? Just like a tongue blossom. How so? What? Senpai is frozen with shock. So I walk over to help Leopard open the bag so he can float the petals in. Now, do you like flowers? I guess so. It's a long way up here. If anything, it's nice to bring them back as souvenirs for this trip. I zip the backpack up. The bag is kind of full already. The flowers really float inside there. I wonder if they'll end up getting crushed during the walk home anyways. I'm not sure, but Leopard's face remains unchanged, so I guess it's okay. Well, now that we've got our souvenirs, we should get back, right? But it's still so early! Are there any more places to see? We could always try that trail and see if it leads to any pretty places. I guess Senpai's idea isn't bad, but it took ages for us to get here. I'm worried about going too far at this point. The paths are well marked, but I'm still afraid of getting lost. We don't really know where these paths go, and we'll be in big trouble if it gets dark and we can't find our way back. Just a bit past midday. I just don't want to go too far from the metro station. Yeah, you're right. Getting lost here would suck. But since we have extra time, we can catch the metro back and still go and check out some shops before dinner. Yeah, sure. Senpai and I plan out our trip back the mountain. We backtrack our steps on the map. None of us mention our encounter with the weird god of soil. I wonder if it was awkward for them too. Alright everyone, ready to head back to the station. I start packing up the remains of our picnic. Afterwards, we head back down the mountain. The pathways were narrow here, so we had a walking single file. Walking in a line doesn't make it easier to strike a conversation, but I guess all of us had something to think about in our heads after today. It really was a lot quieter than on the way up this morning, but words to start a nice conversation just don't come to mind. Rago, do the other Yagway really think I'm just keeping these three around just to take advantage of them? I mean, I don't know any of these Yagwai, so why should I care what they think? That doesn't stop me from feeling annoyed over it. Anything about me, though. But I do care about how these three feel. Do they think that I'm just keeping them around because of some selfish wish to have them all to myself? Probably not. Or at least, I don't think that they do. They're not Senpai, after all, he's the one trying to make everything about romance, not me. But I guess it would be true that by not deciding anything with him, just keep trying to please me, trying to make me want to like him. Grand Leopard wouldn't think like that, would they? Tiger knows me, knows my troubles, knows my likes, but even then he says it's not interest in romance. He just doesn't speak enough for me to even take a guess at what he thinks about it. I really do hope he doesn't think I'm using him. I should ask him what he thinks if I get the chance. I look around towards the three of them, walking single file down the narrow walk-around path. Some distance separates each of us. Would this be a good time to ask him? But how am I going to do it? It's embarrassing, but I've got to suck it up and go for it. Which should I talk about the whole romance thing? Let's go with Leopard Cat. I guess Senpai would know the most about that kind of stuff. The other guys probably wouldn't know what I'm talking about. I slow my walking pace to fall back towards Senpai, leaving the others walk ahead. So, Senpai, what do you think of what Rago was talking about? Do you mean the Yagwai rumors, or do you think I'd be disappointed if we didn't become a couple? That's not it. So, you really do care what these Yagwai think. But if I help you quash these rumors, can you? I used to be a Yagwai, and I could always find some friends and have them help us spread the truth. Is that alright? You're kind of a guardian tiger now. You still get in contact with your old friends? Not all Yagwai are bad. Some are very friendly. To get some help, us would be easy peasy. Maybe it would be better if we didn't. Is it because you're worried about me? Stop joking around. You know you don't have to listen to that weirdo tree lord. We came to find you because of our own problems. It would be totally normal if you didn't change your whole life just to help us. But if you want to, we can still be a couple. Hi, could you... If Lao chooses to go rebuild the temple on the hill, then it's okay. Naturally, that I'd keep you company, right? It's a lonely place, so of course I do my best to keep you happy. See, you could even bring your computer. It'd be nice to have a computer there, but that's not what's important. I know, Lao. If you don't want to come with me to Mioli, I won't be mad over it, but if you if you've come to ask me about this stuff, then that means you're probably already decided to refuse me then. No, not at all. I'm just what? Just wondering about whether or not you'd give me more time to think about it. Of course, that's fine. But now it's my turn to ask you a question. Lau, would you rather be together with the other two? You can't just drop a question like that. The way I see it, if Lau liked me, Lau wouldn't worry about these rumors at all. But if you're overly worried about the rumors, if it's not me or the other two cats, then what else is there? That I'm not what? I'm just curious about how things would be after you leave Senpai's body. What? So Lau's still considering coming to Mioli? Senpai almost pounced on me with happiness about... I'm just trying to clear up the situation. I only knew you as my senpai. Will things be different after you leave his body? How will we deal with rumors about us at the dance club? I'd be pretty much the same, although I'd probably wear something different. Look, the rumors are easy to deal with. We could pretend to have a big fight, and everyone will think we split up. It'd be that easy. No problem. I never thought that Lau cared so much about my trouble so much. You don't think I care? No. Never says it, but I guess. Senpai seems hesitant. What is it? Oh, nothing. Just a romantic thought. Oh, he's curious, but the sweet smile across Senpai's face lets me know it's alright. I don't need to pursue the subject. Suddenly, I feel a cold sensation on my nose, starting to pour down. Huh? Rain? Look around to see a veil of damp fog overtaking the mountain. Misty sea of gray that begins to envelop us. It was already cold enough up here without the rain. Hey, where's everybody else? They seem to have wandered off. I couldn't see them through the fog. I don't know. Have we been walking too slowly? I looked around ahead and back from where we came, but they couldn't be behind us. Let's go faster and catch up with them. Don't worry. There's only one path down from here. No one could have gotten lost. Still, not very responsible of me just to lose track of them. I always wanted to have a bit more privacy with Lau. Enough of that. Aw, but we never have the chance. I stopped mid-sentence, suddenly looking up. Oh no. What's wrong? Lau? We could have an unfriendly god on our hands if we don't get a move on. We've been busy talking, and I never thought that he'd find us. Alright, just keep walking behind me. Wait, Senpai! He didn't wait before I could ask anything. He's suddenly taken off down the path. I couldn't keep up, and soon his image faded into the fog. I was left alone. What just happened? I couldn't run on the wet stones, but I hurried as fast as I could. Suddenly, a white shadow appeared next to me. I don't know what it is, but it's definitely not human. It makes a sudden stop. It seems to have noticed me. You can see me, young man? Yes. You possess the yin-yang eye. In that case, do you see a weird cat around here? Is he looking for Senpai? I don't think I should just tell him. Did you see anything? Did they say anything to you? Oh, it seems not, young man. You should be more careful than to hike on the mountain alone. I came here with some friends. Then you'd be better to go find them. I must leave now. I didn't get a chance to ask anything before he turned away, vanishing in an instant before into the fog from which he came. What's with all these spirits today? By now the rain had me soaking wet. At least I'm lucky to have the only one path. Hurry, I'll be able to catch up with the others. Alright everybody, we're ending things here today. Ta-ta.